Hi guys, and welcome back to True Crime After Dark. We have another Nichol Kessinger video, and this, some of you might have already seen it, but some of you may not, and I want to make sure that you did, because it shows the manipulation Nichol did, and all the lies she told in her interviews, and a lot more stuff that, some of it I didn't even know. So before we get into the video, if you could just leave a like and subscribe if you're not already, I'd really appreciate you. And for my subscribers, you guys are amazing. I love our community. Let's get into the video.
It's me. I miss your face. I was just calling to say hi. Call me back. Bye.
This is Nichol Kessinger, infamously known as Chris Watts' mistress.
Thank you so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I'm having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me, and I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
This woman might quite literally be one of the most hated women in the world, or at least in the true crime world.
I know she's one of the most hated women in our community and a lot of other YouTubers' communities. And I know a lot of people are going to go after her. And her day is coming. Mark my words, guys. Her day is coming.
After the news of this horrific crime in 2018, many have wondered if Nichol Kessinger was more involved than just having an affair with a married man.
We're going to dwell on it, though. They're going to try to use that as his why. I don't think it's his why. I really don't.
That's why I asked you that question. You think his why is financial?
She knows exactly she's his why. If it wasn't for her, these murders never would have happened at all. I think that she made Chris do it. I think she gave him an ultimatum, and I think she may have even been there that day. And a lot of you think the same way I do. Let's continue.
I'm not expecting that. I don't even know. Like, sometimes I'm like, I just want to do it now, and I'm like, why?
Some believe Kessinger told Chris Watts to do what he did, or helped him plan it, or even execute it. Me, I'm undecided. I believe that it is a fact that Nichol Kessinger is culpable, that she's the reason, the catalyst. If you take her out of the picture, I do not believe Chris would have done it. It was the pressure that she put on him. It was the manipulation and the alleged ultimatum that made Chris Watts become a ticking time bomb.
You really didn't do anything wrong.
I had an affair with a married man who lied to me and made me believe that he really wasn't like as married as I think he was. But the media is not going to be so kind to let everybody know that. I think people are going to think I'm like the reason that he went off the deep end.
Yeah, everybody thinks that, Nichol, and you are the reason, and you are a horrible monster just like Chris, and you should be behind bars. Yes, you are a horrible person, Nichol. So I hope you see these videos, and I hope you see how many people truly do hate you.
He went off the deep end.
That's probably a fair statement. I would probably agree with you to some effect, but if these people you know him at work, then...
In my opinion, Nichol Kessinger saw or even met Chris Watts and or Shanann Watts at an event somewhere. She may have met them through mutual friends, or she came across them online back in 2017 when her phone data reflects that she did so. I don't think it was a coincidence that she landed a job at Anadarko with Chris Watts. I don't believe that they just happened to run into each other at work, or that this affair happened spontaneously and just organically progressed.
We all know that it didn't happen spontaneously. Everybody knows that by now.
Strongly believe that Kessinger very meticulously planned and strategized exactly what she needed to do in order to win Chris Watts. Because I believe this was very much a game to her, a game that she desperately wanted to win. She learned all of Shanann's strengths and weaknesses. Like a game of chess, she moved each unique piece with its own specific moving pattern, with a strong purpose and with a pure motivation to search for the best way to implement her plan. One of her objectives was to keep her pawn structure strong and to try to weaken her opponent's pawn structure. She developed her pieces to their full potential in order to have more firepower and use the extra force to overpower her opponent.
And everything that Chris would tell Nicole that he it would get on his nerves, stuff Shanann would do, that she was OCD and controlling. Nicole would put all this stuff into his head and just keep on going on and on and on about it and making it worse and making him think it was worse than it actually was. This woman is completely wicked.
And he had expressed to me that we've tried to work on this and it's not working, so that is why we're separated. I mean, he told me that he was living in the basement, and he said, we're separated, but we're not divorced. You are still in this situation where you're not even completely out of it, and I'm getting in it, and that's not fair. Not now. It's like you're not finalized with your separation. I am very calm when I talk to people. It's like extremely rational when I handle situations that there's a disagreement in. It almost made me feel bad, where I was like to the point where I'm engaging in a relationship with a man who, the way he described it, is in a contractual agreement, but was not in like an emotional relationship with somebody.
Chess is an ultimate battle of wits, akin to embarking on a thrilling mental expedition. Nichol Kessinger wanted to be the Grand Master, which is the highest title one can hold. She walked into that interview room fully planning to control the narrative. She thought she was going to convince everyone not to believe their own eyes and ears, but instead to believe everything she was telling them. She couldn't be seen as the sleazy homewrecker who put so much pressure on a man to leave his wife that he his entire family. No. She must be seen as the savior, the one who was saving him from a bad marriage. Nichol Kessinger made some really absurd statements. She said things like, I really tried to take things slow. I really tried to handle this situation respectfully. And
how do you call it respectful at all when he's still married and the wife goes out of town and you date him and sleep with him? How is that respectful? How are you, Nicole, respectful in any way? How are you at all trying to take things slow with him? You were with him every day, sleeping with him every single day while she was on vacation. And you knew he was going to meet her. And then you give her something to try to have a miscarriage? You're sick. You're sick, Nicole.
Here's a good one. I respect monogamy. Those statements just sound so ridiculous. This is a woman who met and fell in love with a married man and expected him to separate from his wife, get his own place, and file for a divorce within a couple of weeks. All so that she could start introducing him into her life and introduce him to her friends and family because she was that desperate for a relationship.
I don't know if I totally agree with that, because part of me thinks that if she finally would have won him over and his family was still alive, that she just would have been like, oh well, like most women do that are homewreckers. They go and they try to break up the marriage or get the guy to leave the wife and be with them, and then they don't want anything to do with him. Now they want him, and they mess up his life, and they're gone. So I'm like half and half there, because part of me thinks that that's what she would have done if it had turned out differently.
I'm like the reason that he went off the deep end.
I'm the reason he went off the deep end is actually a true statement from Nicole herself. She predicted that people would believe this because she's speaking with all of the knowledge that she has, and she knows the extreme amount of pressure that she put on Chris Watts to separate and leave his wife. She knows all of the comments that she made about how much it bothered her that he already had a family. He's already been there, done that.
I wasn't sure if he was the one I want to be with because he had already done everything. I was like, it would be really nice to kind of have kids and have my own marriage and all of that stuff. So that was never anything I could do.
And your own kids. That's why you wanted his out of the way, and that's why you helped. Allegedly. We'll keep saying allegedly, but we all know that she orchestrated this or she helped actually commit the murders. One of the two.
To him. That was never anything I conveyed to him.
Oh, you most certainly did convey that to him. You told him that you were looking for someone to spend your life with. You told him that in the first batch of emails you guys exchanged. Nikki says, I'm looking for someone to build a beautiful life with. Seems so simple, but it's so unrealistic sometimes. Build something similar to what you have done with your wife and those cute little girls. Nichol Kessinger absolutely made it known that she wanted what Chris Watts already had. She spent so much time convincing Chris that his family was a problem, an inconvenience, that they were obstructing him from being the man that Kessinger wanted him to be.
I mean, like, he told me other things, like they really didn't like sleep together too much, stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of husbands and wives don't do that. But it was like, well, of course you don't. That's why you're coming to me, you know?
Real quick, just, you know what, guess what? Nicole, Chris is probably gonna rat you out now, because from what I hear and from what I've read and from what I've seen on these YouTube videos, he's ready to spill the beans. He's ready to finally tell the truth, if that is even possible. But he said it's going to involve more people, which is going to involve Nicole and probably her friend. So I cannot wait until that day happens, and I know you guys in my community cannot either, because she belongs behind bars. That's it. That's all there is to it. Period.
Nichol Kessinger planned this affair, allegedly, in my opinion. She coincidentally landed a job at Anadarko with Chris Then Watts. She started the affair at the opportune time that she knew Shanann had an upcoming trip that she had planned on going on without her husband.
Like, my life is so, like, very in order.
You seem very organized and independent and dialed in.
I have my shit together. It's like, I don't mess around. I mean, I screwed up.
Nichol Kessinger came across Chris and Shanann in 2017, a year prior, and decided right then and there that they had the life that she desired. Shanann had the man, the husband, that she had been desperately seeking. She had the man that she had been dreaming of. So she began planning exactly how she would make this happen. She found out where Chris worked and realized that she could actually arrange the meeting of Chris Watts. Once she got the job, she could easily put herself on the path of marrying the man of her dreams. She didn't care that Chris Watts was already taken. She didn't care that he already had a family and that he appeared to be happily married. She was confident that she could swoop in there and steal him away. Nichol Kessinger likely planned all of these little run-ins with Chris Watts at work.
And I'd seen him before, like, they meet in the...
Oh, look, there's her daddy, there to protect her during her interrogation. Wonder why she wasn't interrogated the right way.
In the lunchroom, and that's where I go put my lunch in the fridge. So I'd seen him, but I didn't ever, like, talk to him. So that day we just started talking, and then every time I saw him in the hallway after that, and it was always hit or miss. It was always hit or miss, hit or miss, hit or miss, hit or miss. Like, it wasn't an everyday thing. It was just when I saw him, we just started talking.
Hit or miss means careless, inattentive, haphazard. But I don't believe that her running into Chris was random or that it happened naturally. Hit or miss is also a phrase that you would use when there's something to aim for, a target. And I believe she targeted Chris Watts. During these little run-ins with Chris, she turned on the charm. She was an outrageous, habitual flirt. I would imagine that there were lots of looking at Chris in a way that felt a bit too long, lots of touching and poking. She probably gave him an excessive amount of compliments and perked up whenever he was around. She wasn't shy. She let him know that she was interested right away.
He probably felt a little bit like he had been in this relationship so long, maybe gotten a little bored, maybe Shanann was a little overbearing, but they were making it work. So when this new woman comes along and makes him feel like he's everything, the most gorgeous man to ever walk the earth, then I could see how he could fall for it. But what you got to understand is Nichol set this all up to have this happen. And she made it happen by, when he was getting cold feet and maybe not going to do it, she hit, your family or me. She gave him that ultimatum. And look what happened.
In the beginning, when Chris first started talking to Nikki, Chris told his best friend Mark about flirting and talking to a girl at work. Mark advised him that it wasn't a good idea. Chris agreed and said he would cut it off or back away. He later admitted that he didn't back away. He allowed it to continue because he had never been pursued before. Nikki pursued him, as in chased him. The definition of pursue is to follow someone or something in order to catch or attack them, to seek or attain or accomplish a goal over a period of time. She was persistent.
You were able to say, Nikki, this is what I would like, this is what I'm into, or blah, 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 and maybe not with Shanann.
No, Nikki just wanted, she wanted what she wanted.
Let's talk about Kessinger's strategy. She didn't waste any time. As soon as Shanann and the girls left for North Carolina, Kessinger got to work.
That's why you're coming to me, He told me that her and him have had communication issues.
Nicole
6
Kessinger
years.
was a mastermind at manipulation.
This all happened so quickly, didn't it?
It was insane, quickly.
Their affair got hot and heavy in the month of July. Because Chris's wife is thousands of miles away, they can finally start.
I love how she just wrote that in there. The hot July moon. Let's see. It's from Strawberry Wine. If I can find it. Oh, I can't find it. Okay. Sorry.
No, they're at her house pretty much every night. So it was like I didn't have that time at home just to really
See it, but it was really cute.
think about
Strawberry Wine by Dean
anything.
Carter.
'Cause literally, I didn't, I was only at home from when I got home from work. I worked out, I ate dinner, and then I went over to her house.
I believe Nikki's strategy was to keep Chris with her as much as possible so that he wouldn't be able to talk to his wife.
I didn't she even told me she would never, in a normal relationship, she would never have somebody over at her house more than once or twice a week, but she felt like she wanted me over there.
Yeah.
She said she felt comfortable over there.
Yeah.
So it was that's what was different, she wanted me over there.
We all know that was a horrible lie, too. Gosh, this woman just can't tell the truth for the life of her, can she?
Nicole Kessinger recognized that this wasn't a normal relationship. In this relationship, she had competition, and I don't imagine that she had the capability to handle that very well.
This is the part that's sickening to me. I mean, all of it's sickening, just as sickening, but we'll never have any firsts together. That's why she wanted the first kids with him. It makes me so sick.
Went to camping in Sand Dunes National Park, and I'd never been camping. I always wanted to do it. Thought she'd done it countless times.
Oh, really? Okay. She's outdoorsy?
Yes.
Kessinger had planned all these little weekend getaways to the sand dunes, camping, racing, car shows, and museums. And she was very strategic in doing this. I think she very purposefully took Chris to all of the places that he normally wouldn't get to go to because he has a family. He has 2 little baby girls and another one on the way, and unfortunately that's just how it is. Your children become your life, and it becomes difficult to find time to do those types of things in between taking care of your family.
Going to camping, going to drag race, going all the other stuff that you have fun doing, but you're with somebody else. It's not your family. It just didn't seem right.
But Nicole Kessinger doesn't understand married life, which involves compromise and commitment. She has no responsibilities and a lot of freedom. And she wanted to give Chris a taste of that life while his wife was away on vacation.
When I was with Nikki, it was, different. I wasn't even in the realm of I'm a dad, I'm a husband type thing.
It's almost as if she was dangling a carrot in front of his face, as if to say, this is the lifestyle that you could have if you just didn't have that pesky little family of
Like,
yours.
I have no like concept of that anymore.
She wanted to remind him of the life he used to have, the life he gave up for his family. The events she planned were not kid-friendly. Children don't want to be out in the hot sun at the sand dunes. Bella and CeCe wouldn't particularly love NASCAR racing, where the sound exceeds 100 decibels and is compared to standing near a jet airplane engine. Not that some people don't take their children there, and some, I'm sure, love it. But Nichol Kessinger didn't want to do anything to remind Chris that he was a father to these two adorable little girls.
Because Nichol Kessinger didn't plan on those little girls being around.
She surely didn't want them on his mind. She wanted to show him all of the fun he could have without his family. So not only is she trying to show Chris that he could have what she thinks is a better life, she also has another trick up her sleeve. She knew exactly what to do to get Chris hooked on her. She would kill 2 or 3 birds with one stone. These particular dates would also remind him of his dad, who we all know held a special place in Chris's heart. The way into Chris's heart was not through his stomach, as the saying goes. The way into his heart was through his dad. If she could remind Chris of those precious moments with his father, he would be in awe of
She
her.
wanted to go to the car music drag race, and
Okay, guys, I'm going to end the video here because most of it we've already seen in one of my previous videos. So, just tell me what you guys think. I mean, I just wanted you guys to see this because there was a couple things that I didn't even know that she had said in this interview. So I wanted to make sure. I just wanted to run it through you guys real quick. So let me know what you think. Tell me some comments down below. I love reading your comments. I love how our community has grown. And thanks, guys. Have a good night, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.